So a day off from the NFL in this week-long holiday extravaganza that they are having with basically games, multiple games every day. You had one last night. It was a real snoozer. But Seattle did keep themselves alive with a 6-3 field goal win over the Bears at Soldier Field. Today you get the day off, and then tomorrow you got a triple header with the Chargers, the Broncos, the Bengals, and the Rams. All teams that are still eligible or in the playoffs playing. And the spoilers are New England and Arizona. The Cardinals being eliminated last week. So a lot going on. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Hope everybody is got everything they wanted, everything they wished for. Their kids were happy. Everything was good. Today here, we were good. We had a good Christmas, the presents and everything, but we got everybody sick in the house right now. I got my wife sick. My daughter's sick. I have been lucky so far. I haven't gotten it, but I'm sure I'm next, right? How do I avoid it? There's no way to avoid it when you're in the house like this. So a lot going on. The Knicks, a good win on Christmas Day. 41 points for Mikal Bridges, who just kind of broke out. That was kind of his breakout game. He was struggling with the shot. He had changed his shot. The Knicks are playing well. The Knicks are coming around. They've won 5 in a row now. They can outscore anybody. They're one of the better offensive teams in the NBA. The defense is a bit shaky. Wembanyama looked fantastic. He looks like a superstar in the making. A guy that big that can shoot threes and play the defense that he plays. And listen, but the Knicks pulled it out with a good win Christmas Day. Knicks are always that noon Christmas Day game, and they usually have been losing it lately. But this time they were able to pull it out. A good win. They're 5th in a row. They go to Orlando. I believe it's tonight. They play in Orlando tonight, and then they play 2 games. I don't know if it's right if I saw this, but back-to-back games in Washington. It's like a 2-game series in Washington. I don't know. That's what my schedule said, but that's weird. Either way, and then they come back home to play, I believe, next weekend, so on New Year's Eve or something. So this is now the week in between Christmas and New Year's. This is the holiday, right? It's the holiday. You got the 2 holidays bookended by bookended this week, which is always, get gifts, return gifts, see family, see friends, dinners and everything. Everybody's always busy. Me, I'm going back to work tonight, work the 4 days, and then off on New Year's Eve. So hopefully we could do something on New Year's Eve. So if you have something going on, let us know, because we're in the market to do something on New Year's Eve. So today, like I said, day off. Last night, good win for Seattle. It was ugly. It was messy, but they got the win. That's all they needed. 6-3 in the field goal fest. That was your regular Thursday night game that you're used to, right? Not this year. This year they've had better games, but that was like a throwback to the early Thursday night days of the NFL, which was just last year. But either way, that's what's going on there. Now tomorrow you got the Chargers and the Patriots. The Patriots have played well. They took the Bills down to the wire. They lost by 3 points. They probably should have won the game. They haven't figured out how to win games like that yet. But the Patriots are not a bad team, and they're dangerous. As far as Arizona goes, playing LA in the night game tomorrow, I think LA is gonna win this rather handily. I think Arizona just being eliminated last week, the way they were eliminated last week was, in the overtime against Carolina, a bad team. They probably have a letdown, and they will probably not play very well, or at least that's how I see it. And then the 4:00 game is the most intriguing game. The Broncos, the Bengals. Bengals trying to dig out of that 0-3 hole to start the season. They need help, though. They need to beat the Broncos this week. Then they need the Broncos to lose next week. And then they play the Chiefs. I believe it's the Chiefs. And then they need Miami and Indianapolis both to lose at least one of their final 2 games. So a long road ahead with a lot of help needed for the Bengals to get into the playoffs. A couple other big games. The Broncos, they just got to win. Win and they're in. Same goes for the Chargers. So a couple big games here this weekend. The AFC is pretty much set. Kansas City, with their win on Christmas, clinches home field advantage. So the road to the Super Bowl will go through Arrowhead. And I'll tell you what, the Chiefs are starting to scare me again, because they are getting hot. It's all coming together at the right time. right around playoff time. We saw this last year. They did the same thing last year. They were shaky during the season. And listen, it's tough to say a team that's 15-1 was shaky at any point during the season. But they were. If you watch the Chiefs games, and I watched a bunch of them, they were shaky. They should have had 4 or 5 losses. They win. They know how to win. They can finish games, like we said, like New England has not ready to do yet. Kansas City wins games. When it comes down to the end and they need a play or they need a field goal or they need to block a field goal, whatever it may be, they get it done and they get the W. And that's what championship teams do. And now Kelsey, couple big games in a row for Kelsey. He seems to be heating up. Mahomes is just, he's always, the best player in the world. And the running game is going and the defense is playing better. So watch out for Kansas City as they go for 3 in a row. They're going basically for immortality here. And if they can get this third one in a row, they know it. Andy Reid knows it. Mahomes knows it. You become an immortal team. And we'll see if they can do it. Either way, they're going to have to get beat at home for somebody to dethrone them. And we'll have a new champion. But it's not going to be easy. The Ravens are also playing well. The Ravens you had Lamar Jackson set past Vic for the all-time rushing record for a quarterback. He's better than Vic. Right? I don't know if he's a better runner than Vic was. Vic was electric running, more electric and more, flashy than Lamar is, I think. But overall quarterback and overall play, Lamar's a better player. Lamar's a Hall of Famer. Vic isn't. Lamar is possibly in the middle of his 3rd MVP season. Not many players have 3 MVPs. You're talking like Peyton Manning type of rarefied air when you get up there, 3 MVPs. Now, he might not win it. Josh Allen could win it. Now, you go to teams that are not playing well, the Bills. The Bills have kind of back and forth, up and down. Last week, I would call that not a great game, right? They didn't play well against the Patriots. They were good enough and they had enough talent to overcome the fact that they played bad and beat them by 3. But they lost to the Rams a couple weeks ago. Then they have not been playing great. The Steelers are another one. The Steelers lost to the Chiefs on Christmas. They've now lost 3 straight. They've basically given away the division. Now they're going to go limping into the playoffs. They lost to the Kansas City. They've lost to Baltimore. They're not playing well. They're going to have one of 2 games. They're either going to be home, probably against the Chargers, or they could go on the road to Houston, who's another team who's not playing well. Houston has lost 2 in a row. They're going to be limping into the playoffs, so we'll see how that goes. I like Pittsburgh to win in Houston, and I think they would beat the Chargers as well, because it's tough for these teams out west, warm weather, to come across the country, play in inclement weather, bad, cold in the beginning in January. It's tough. It's tough for those teams to win games like that, and generally they don't. So that's what's going on. As far as the Giants and Jets go, they're wrapping up obviously a garbage season. Terrible. You got the Giants going to have the first pick. They're on the clock. They're not going to beat Indianapolis. They're not going to win any of these 2 games. The Jets now have kind of risen up the ranks a little bit. They're going to have like a top 10 pick. Not even going to be a top 5. So that we'll see if Rodgers comes back. I don't think he will. They got to get a new coaching staff. The coach, they are the worst coach team ever. Just terrible, mind-numbing decisions made by that coaching staff over and over and over and over again. So that's what's going on there. Knicks playing well. Rangers in the dumps, not playing well at all. St. John's is a good basketball team, so we have that looking forward into the new year. And then, of course, football. And we got the college football playoff this week. Now, college football playoff, I don't know why they take off the week and play. Why are they not playing this week, right? They're going to play New Year's Day, because that's their day, with all the bowl games and everything like that. But you got to play a week here. This thing goes to the 20th of January with the college. It was disappointing last week. Hopefully it picks up. Hopefully they get better games this week, right? Or the next week, I should say, when they play. Hopefully the games are better. You'd think they would be, with the teams now coming down to 8 teams, the quarterfinals. You think it'd be better games. But last week, it was not a good game among the bunch. So we'll see how it goes next week with that. And then you got football Sunday. Of course, we went over the couple of the big games. Another big game is Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit. Listen, it's going to be interesting whether NBC has already flexed the Minnesota Detroit game to primetime in the last week of the season. if Green Bay could beat Minnesota, which is very likely, well, I wouldn't say likely, but it's reasonable that could happen, then that game's going to mean nothing. And it's very reasonable that the Falcons and Tampa might play a win-in game and NBC flex the wrong game. So we'll see how that works out, if it works out for NBC and whatnot. So that's all that's going to go on today. We got a big show coming up on New Year's. We're going to do top 10 New York sports moments of 2024. It'll be available for download on New Year's Eve. Remember, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Every little bit helps, whether you're on the audio end or YouTube. Always, you can find us at www.lockedupsports.net. And don't forget to leave us a voicemail. We got a 3-year anniversary coming up. lockedupsports.net/voicemail to leave a voicemail and tell us your questions, comments, whatever you got going. So that does it for us. Enjoy your day, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.